The morning was gray, the kind of dull, overcast Monday that makes people move a little slower and sigh a little deeper. But inside Sunnyside Café, a warm glow from the pendant lights softened the edges of the world. Coffee brewed, muffins rose in the oven, and the soft hum of conversation made the place feel like a hug. Ellie Carter, 22, wiped down the counter with a practiced rhythm. Her apron was worn, her shoes older than her college textbooks, and her eyes a little too tired for someone so young, but she smiled anyway at the regulars, at the tourists, at the old man who always forgot his order but remembered her name. Ellie had a way of making people feel seen, even when she felt invisible. She'd been working double shifts to help her younger brother through high school. Their mother had passed away when Ellie was just out of high school, and their father had left long before that. Ellie knew what it felt like to be left behind, and because of that, she made sure no one ever felt forgotten when they walked through those cafe doors. That's why she noticed him the moment he stepped in. He looked lost, not in the what should I order way, but in the I don't know where I am or why I came here kind of way. He wore a sharp suit, but it was rumpled, his tie was loosened, and his eyes green and full of some unspoken act were scanning the room like he was searching for something he'd already lost. In his arms, he held a little girl, maybe 5, curly hair, a stuffed bunny clutched tightly to her chest, and cheeks still red from crying. Ellie moved toward them without thinking. "Hi there," she said gently. "You two okay?" The man blinked. "I think we just needed a place to sit. I'm sorry, is it okay if Of course," Ellie said, already guiding them to a corner booth near the window. "Sit as long as you need. Can I get you some coffee? Hot chocolate for the little one?" He nodded gratefully, lowering the girl into the booth. "Yes, thank you. That would be thank you." When Ellie returned with the drinks, the girl was curled up with the bunny and the man had his head in his hands. "I'm Ellie," she said, setting the mugs down. "Let me know if you need anything." "No rush." He looked up at her, and for a moment, she saw it. The grief, the overwhelm, the heartbreak of someone who'd just hit the wall. "I'm Daniel," he said quietly. "This is Sophie, her mom. She passed away last week." Ellie's chest tightened. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, sitting down for just a moment. Even though she wasn't supposed to. "I didn't know where else to go. We were supposed to have a meeting with her preschool this morning. Sophie refused to go, and she said she missed mommy and didn't want to meet new people." He looked down. "I couldn't make her go, so we just wandered." Ellie didn't try to fix it. She didn't say something empty or too cheerful. She just nodded and said, "It's okay to take a detour." That one sentence, so simple, so real, seemed to break something open in Daniel. He told her how he had buried himself in work for years, how he built a company from scratch, became one of the youngest tech CEOs in the country, how he'd believed success would somehow balance the scales of life. But when his wife was diagnosed with cancer, none of that mattered. And now, he didn't know how to be a dad, a mother, or a human. "I've been trying to control everything," he admitted, "but today, I just didn't know what to do. And then we found this place." "You don't have to have all the answers right now," Ellie said. "Sometimes just showing up means more than you think." Daniel stared at her. Ellie looked at her for the first time. This young woman, probably no older than his interns, was saying the things no therapist or business consultant had managed to express. There was something steady about her. Kind. They stayed at the cafe for 3 hours that day. Ellie refilled their drinks, brought over a blueberry muffin on the house, and even pulled a children's book from the little reading shelf in the corner for Sophie. Daniel watched as Sophie crawled into Ellie's lap without hesitation. While she read, that night, Daniel Googled her name from the back seat of his private car. Ellie Carter, community college student, scholarship recipient, volunteer tutor, waitress, legal guardian to her brother since she was 18. How had he, Daniel Walker, founder of one of the most powerful companies in New York, not noticed someone like her? He realized then that sometimes the most important people in your life appear when you're lost, not when you're looking, and he wasn't going to forget her, not ever. It had been a week since Daniel Walker and little Sophie had found shelter, comfort, and something like peace in that small cafe on Maple Street. Ellie hadn't seen them since, but she thought about them every single day. She hoped Sophie was eating and smiling again. She hoped Daniel had anyone to lean on. And even though Ellie had dozens of problems of her own, she couldn't shake the image of that man in a crumpled suit, carrying the weight of grief and fatherhood in the same tired breath. So, when the familiar chime of the front door rang on a quiet Friday morning, Ellie looked up, and her heart paused. Daniel, only this time, he didn't look lost. His suit was pressed, his tie crisp, his posture straight. Sophie wasn't with him, but he held a small bouquet of sunflowers in a white envelope. "Hi," he said softly. "Do you have a moment?" Asterisk, Ellie blinked. Yeah, sure. Asterisk, they stepped outside. The morning sun painted warm streaks across the sidewalk, and Daniel handed her the flowers first. Asterisk, I don't even know if you like these, but Sophie picked them. Said you reminded her of sunshine. Ellie's eyes misted instantly. She hasn't stopped talking about you since we left, he added. She keeps asking when we're going back to see the story. Lady Asterisk. Ellie laughed. She's such a sweet kid. Daniel hesitated, then held out the envelope. This is a lot, and I don't expect an answer now, but I need you to know what last week meant to me, to us. Asterisk. Ellie slowly opened the envelope, expecting maybe a thank you card or a gift card, but inside, folded neatly, was a formal letterhead. Asterisk. She read aloud, eyes narrowing. Asterisk, greater than dear Ellie Carter. Asterisk, we would like to extend an offer for you to join Walker Foundation's educational outreach program as a full-time community engagement coordinator. Your dedication to helping others, compassion, and resilience reflect the very values our organization strives to uphold. The position includes full tuition support for your education, a housing stipend, and mentorship under our executive team. Asterisk. Ellie looked up, stunned. Is this a job? Asterisk. Daniel nodded. More than a job. It's a chance to keep doing what you already do, lifting people up, only now, with resources, support, and a team behind you. You'd help us build programs for underprivileged youth. Help shape the outreach we never knew we needed. Until we met you. Asterisk. Ellie took a shaky breath. Why me? Daniel's voice softened. Because when I was falling apart, you didn't treat me like a broken man. You didn't care about my title, or my money. You saw a father, and my daughter saw a heart she trusted instantly. That kind of intuition. That kind of kindness. You don't teach it. You honor it. Ellie felt her knees weaken. Even have a degree yet, she whispered. Asterisk. We'll pay for it, Daniel said without flinching. Every credit, every book. You've spent your life putting others first. Let someone believe in you now. Tears spilled freely down her cheeks. I'm just a waitress, she said. Asterisk. No, Daniel said, stepping closer. You're the reason I remembered how to be a father. Asterisk. Asterisk. The community center buzzed with energy. Teens huddled over robotics kits, volunteers handed out books and school supplies. And in one corner, a little girl with bouncing curls sat in a lap listening to a story. Asterisk. And the bear said, you don't need to be the biggest to be the bravest. Asterisk. Sophie looked up at Ellie. That's like you. Asterisk. Ellie smiled. Maybe, but you're pretty brave too. Asterisk. Daniel stood nearby, watching them both with something like awe. In just months, Ellie had transformed not just the outreach division, but herself. She was finishing her degree. She had an apartment near the park. And she had the admiration of dozens of families who now had access to tutoring, food drives, and hope. Asterisk. Later that evening, as the sun dipped low, Daniel and Ellie walked together to the cafe where it had all begun. Asterisk. Do you come here often? Ellie teased. Asterisk. Daniel chuckled. Only when I want to remember the moment everything changed. Asterisk. Ellie grew quiet. I still feel like I'm dreaming. Asterisk. Daniel turned to her. Then let's make it a good one. He reached for her hand, not out of obligation, not out of gratitude, asterisk, but because two broken people had met at a crossroads and quietly, kindly, saved each other. Asterisk. Asterisk. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness become the turning points of entire lives. In a world full of noise, compassion still whispers the loudest. And often, the people who feel unseen are the very ones lighting the way for others.